Rawsome Truth. Today is a little bit of an exciting day. 3 years ago I went to Siem Reap and I stayed there for a week with my partner and my daughter, and we met a tuk-tuk driver, which is like a taxi driver, but it's like a motorbike with a little trailer at the back. And we loved him from the minute we met him. He was a sweetie. The hotel that we were staying in brought him there as a free shuttle. And I asked him when we got to the hotel, because I could see he was very poor. And, well, he actually told us as well that he was very poor because we had a lot of baggage and my partner's a little bit gruff. And he said, "Oh, how are we going to fit everything in here?" And he said, "I'm sorry, this is all I have. I'm so poor." I'm like, just shut up. Leave him alone. Seriously, we'll make it work. Anyhow, I asked the hotel, what do I give him? And they said, look, the whole purpose of it is they're hoping that they do the free shuttle and you have them as your tuk-tuk driver. I said, oh, that's great. And we gave him a tip and we made arrangements to have him as our tuk-tuk driver. As I do, I'm a people collector. I keep in contact with people that I've met throughout the world, and I've always remained in contact with Sam Young and his family. When we were in Siem Reap, we took his little boy out with us. He came to different excursions. He even had his first boat ride with us. My daughter fell in love with him, and she was like a little mother hen to him. We bought him a little drum that he loved there, and he was crying because as little kids do, they want something. And of course, they couldn't afford it. So just before we left, we bought the little drum for the little boy. I have sent numerous people over to him over the years to give him extra work. And when I first met him, he had a rundown tuk-tuk. Now he's got quite a flashy looking tuk-tuk. And I even, we sent money over and we bought his little boy a bike, and we've just kept in contact. Anyhow, I felt guilty coming to Phnom Penh because we weren't going to Siem Reap where I actually want to go. But I felt guilty because I thought, oh, I can't go to Cambodia and not see Sam Young. And he contacted me, "Are you coming to Siem Reap?" And I said, "No, I'm afraid we're not going down to Siem Reap this time." Our actual plans was to go to Camp Pot. It's just I've got sick of travelling, so we've just stayed stationary in Phnom Penh at this point in time. But I said, "I'm sorry, we're not going." He messaged me the other day, and he's taking around some tourist who's asked to drive him to Phnom Penh. So we're going to catch up with him shortly, and you're going to see it. He's actually coming to our apartment, and we're going to hang out a little bit. I'm actually not sure what we're going to do, but it's nice that we're going to see our little tuk-tuk driver. So that's what this video is about. Oh, come in.
Oh, I'm sorry because
Hello, come in. Welcome.
I got to look around the way because I don't check the map.
You got lost.
Yeah.
Come, please. Come in. We just go. doesn't. Wow. No, this is where they go and eat. On the picnic area. So this is where they have their Saturday picnics. This ramp is a little bit wonky, so I'm a little bit nervous in the service. Goodness. Correct. That's why those other people were calling us into the other one. Just be careful, these spring up. Just be careful. Be very, very... Oh, gee. Be prepared to fall at any time. Oh, my goodness. Now you can see how wonky they... Tom, careful.
Well, you go.
Yeah, just...
Okay.
Here we are in the little huts. Oh, my God, that's beautiful. Wow. Take your shoes off, Tom. See, that's it.
I can open. I can open.
We've had lunch and we're just relaxing. I'm on a hammock. This is like a traditional hammock that they would sit on, that they do sit on when they have their picnics. And I've had a lovely day with all these people. They're all getting a little bit crazy because they're drinking and I don't drink, so I'm just hanging out in the hammock. And we may be going on a boat ride afterwards. to conclude my time with Sam Young while he was here over the last couple of days, I had such a fabulous time. It was so lovely to be able to catch up with him and see how much he's grown. When we first met him, he was very poor and he had a very run-down tuk-tuk. And over the years, I've seen that his tuk-tuk became a little bit glamorous. And when I met him here, I realised he's not poor. He's certainly not rich by any means, but neither am I. But he definitely wasn't poor. In fact, he took me to a market and he went to pay for my food. And I'm like, no, that's not happening. I had about $10 worth of groceries. I said, no, you take your money for your family. But the one thing I've really learned over the last couple of days, being with his friends and him, is how generous they are. And I also learned a lot about how the system works with poverty in these countries. And it was really good for me to see after I had my breakdown in Laos. And you see a lot of beggars in Cambodia, and you see people from all sorts of ages, and they sort of have rules as to who to give to and who not to. Children, no, and that is because they don't know where the money's going to go. Elderly women, yes, they give to elderly women because generally that means they don't have any children, they don't have anyone to look after them. They give to disabled men. They're the only people, or really old men. Otherwise, they don't give to men because, like Sam Young said to me, he can work. I have to work. He can work. He can't beg. And it was really interesting. When we had our picnic, a disabled man, his face, you could see, he couldn't see properly and it was sort of dismantled. He come along and he was asking for money and or food. And there was heaps of food because they'd bought heaps of food. So they packed up even like a curry into a plastic bag and he takes it. And he'd obviously take it and share with whoever's sharing his home or whatever. So that was a bit of an eye-opener. I also went to a house which I didn't take any footage of because I thought it would be rude and insulting to pick up my camera and film this, but we went to an auntie of Sam Young's, and it was in like a big rundown sort of building, and as you walked in it was very dingy, dirty old stairs, and there was sort of clothing sort of hanging everywhere, and I'm saying in my head, because I'm just an emotional wreck, I cry at the drop of a hat. I'm like, contain yourself, control yourself, don't act shocked, just take it all in. So keeping myself all calm, and we walked through. But when we actually went into the room where we met his auntie's sister, I can't keep up. 1 minute they're sisters, aunties. I don't know if they're even blood related, to be honest. They just call each other that as terms of endearment. The room, I mean, it was basically like my size bedroom in my apartment here, and herself, her husband, who was a police officer, and their 2 daughters live in that room. So they live in there, but it was very clean. It was clean. They had a bed a mattress on the floor. I don't know where the children sleep. I was trying to work it out, and then I said, where do you cook? And they said there was another room out in the hallway somewhere. I don't know if it was in the hallway, because you saw people making a papaya salad in there, and you saw clothes hanging in there, and you saw bits of food and that. So I don't know if it was just in the hallway they cook. I'm not sure. So that was a bit of an eye-opener. But it made me realise what levels of different poverty, because they actually weren't poor. They weren't begging on the street. She was able to watch TV and things like that. So there's sort of different levels of poverty. I mean, there are the extremes because you see the super rich here. But there must be some sort of levels of poor and poor. So that was quite interesting too. Anyway, to conclude this video, I just want you to know I had a wonderful time, and I've decided to go down to Siem Reap. We're going to go down there for a month so we can spend some more time with Sam Young and really get to know Siem Reap again. I have been there before. I did go there 3 years ago, but I only stayed there for 4 nights. So 30 days is a long time to discover a place and get to know the culture a bit more. And I really like the Cambodian people. They're just sweeties, they really are, and I'm really enjoying my time here. So 1 more month, and then after that I am definitely going to Vietnam, because as soon as I get my visa back, I've dropped my passport in today to renew my visa for 30 more days here. I'm taking my passport down to the Vietnamese embassy and applying for my visa to get into there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, love life, live free, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, give us a thumbs up, and most importantly, go vegan. Bye for now.